We're going to the final session of the day now. It's definitely the most exciting. We've been waiting for it all year. We launched a competition last year to send a young person into space. We're now going to hear from the 3 finalists who are pitching to a panel of judges and you, the One Young World audience, as to why they should win this once-in-a-lifetime prize. So, into the Rising Star session. Will you please welcome the founder and the CEO of Kruger Cowne, a man in search of a young icon, in search of a future leader to catapult not only onto the international stage, but into space. Our brilliant and very good friend, Mark Cowne.
Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Good evening. I came with loads to say, and I've been told I've got 3 minutes, so that won't be quite such big loads after all. I've been working with Kate and David now on One Young World for the last 6 years, I think it is. And every year we try and help supply them with really big, iconic people to come here and talk to you about everything. And this year's no exception with Bob and Fatima and John Simpson. And we realized that the big problem that we face with our business is trying to find those new Bob Geldofs and John Simpsons and Fatimas and everybody, and it's not an easy task. So we decided to try and motivate some of you, because you are those people. You really are. You are the future leaders in business, religion, politics, sport. We've seen it. You're there. To sort of come forward and take advantage of this opportunity to go into space and possibly come back. We're going to test it on Geldof first, so that you'll be pretty safe. The first and last Irishman possibly in space. But this is our opportunity for you to make the most of this and to use this trip of a lifetime, no air miles, as a platform to go about your mission that you've identified on planet Earth. And you guys have been fantastic. The response that we've had to this when we launched it last year has been mind-shattering. It really has. Over 90 countries have entered. 90 countries have entered for this trip. Thousands of you have come forward and told us what it is you want to do. You are just completely exceptional. It's amazing what we've seen from all of you who've come forward. All of you should have gone. Actually, it'd be good all of you should go. But it's amazing that we've got down first to 30 people. Those 30 people, to try and actually narrow that down any further was an impossible task. But we have, and we've got down to 3. And now we'd like to introduce you to those 3 people who are going to come and tell you tonight a very short bit about themselves. And I'd like to introduce you now to those 3 very special people. We've got Hussein Minawa from England. We've got Freeman Osonuga from Nigeria. And Keren Jackson from Ireland. 3 very, very special young people, and I'd like you to welcome them on stage now.
Where are they?
Bring them on, and then we'll bring the judges on after.
Lost in space.
She said to okay. No, I was going to welcome the judges.
You have to do the judges, yes.
Yeah. Okay, you're going to recognize the judges, so I'm going to call them up. Sir Bob Geldof. The Rising Stars have obviously grabbed them backstage and are nobbling the vote.
Here he comes.
I was arguing.
Woo!
I was arguing.
You were arguing, of course you were.
Where's Bob?
Sorry, guys. Where
Sir
am I
Bob
going?
Geldof.
Bob, there you go. You're here. You're here. You're here.
No, sorry.
Fatima Bhutto.
I was arguing with the 2 guys.
Of course you were. Of course you were. my dear friend, the
her.
brilliant Suphachai. And the managing director of Kruger Cowne, Mark's better half, the beautiful Gina Nelthorpe-Cowne.
I'm wrong.
Oh. And our own One Young World astronaut, Ron Garan. And last but very, very, very far from least, the other founder of One Young World, David Jones. Would you please give one of those One Young World cheers to the judges? A finalist, hurrah! Come on, guys.
Where are the other two?
We already introduced you. Okay, so they're going to make their pitches now. The judges will then be deliberating and announcing at the closing ceremony. Mark, is that right?
Sorry?
Announcing at the closing
Closing
ceremony.
ceremony.
Yes.
They will be announced at the closing ceremony.
So, the first finalist to deliver their elevated pitch is One Young World Ambassador, Freeman Osonuga. He recently completed a 6-month mission to Sierra Leone as part of the African Union's Ebola response team. He is now a recipient of the Meritorious Service Award from President Bai Ernest Koroma of Sierra Leone, and he was named 2014 Time Magazine's Person of the Year and recognized as one of 2013's 10 most outstanding young persons in Nigeria. Freeman.
Climate change is real. Our continued human existence on this planet is presently being threatened by changes in climate due to human activities. Studies have showed that climate change contributed to many of the adverse weather conditions and climate events of the year 2014, and reports have also showed that this year 2015 is the warmest year of this planet in millennia. With inaction, today's adverse weather conditions are going to be tomorrow's normal. And very importantly, an extreme drought in Syria between the year 2006 and 2009 has been found to have contributed immensely to the Syrian crisis. Why? Because climate change is a threat multiplier that exacerbates conflict and instability, and as a result is very critical to global and national securities. So what should we do about it? We need to drastically cut down on emissions, because for us to be safe in this planet, we need to stay below 2 degrees Celsius of warming above the pre-industrial times, because right now we are on course for a 4 degrees Celsius of warming, which, if allowed, is going to be very disastrous. Climate change is also an acute and pressing threat to the poor. And as a result, we cannot achieve global peace and global poverty eradication without adequate climate control strategies. And so today, I call on world leaders that are meeting next month at the UN Summit on Climate Change in Paris to enact new, strong, and effective policy to counter global warming. Why? Because the human, socioeconomic, and ecological cost of our inaction today will be too great for future generations to bear. Why do I want to go to space? I want to go to space because up there outside this planet I'll be able to get a unique view of the planet, which the celebrated astronaut calls the orbiter perspective. And with this unique view of the planet, I'll be able to lead global conversations on global peace, global poverty eradication, climate change, and other pressing global issues. And as a result of that, I'll be able to collaborate internationally for innovative and sustainable solutions to these present issues that we face. Hashtag send Freeman to space. Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Freeman. Next up, Hussein Minawa. While studying at university, this up-and-coming media mogul climbed Kilimanjaro, raising thousands of pounds for charity. Now, and as well as interviewing a host of influential public figures on his online channel, Hussein's House, he took time out from his schedule to visit schools across the UK to speak to young people on issues such as cyberbullying. Hussein.
Hello, my name is Hussein. My problem is I care too much. Now the following may leave your mind state in a twirl. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for the inconvenience, but I'm trying to change the world. Dear Mum, I wasn't meant for this planet. You see, you did everything you could, so please don't panic. No one likes me, so I might as well vanish. See, I write stories, I write them on my arm. Only I can read them, but the doctor calls it self-harm. When I bleed, he tells me to put on a plaster, but I'm depressed inside. There's no bandage for this internal disaster. But it's all right, Mum. I found a cure. I'm not alone. The calling's come. You see, God's calling me home. But what about the soldiers, Mum? The state of their minds, the flashbacks of deaths and the sounds of cries. Do we expect our soldiers to have a healthy state of mind? Negative soldier, good job, but access denied. My sisters, I'm with you all until the end. There's over 100 million who are currently living with the consequences of FGM. That's female mutilation, that's psychological poverty, the inhumane, degrading treatment of gender inequality. When I speak of Mum, I talk Mother Nature. She created us all, so together surely we should be greater. But mentally where we stand, I am not in favor, and to me that problem couldn't be any greater. Am I going too deep? Am I going too deep? Is this enough? What do? We put 2p in a McDonald's box or $1 in a homeless man's cup, thinking we can't do nothing but give £2 a month. Well, there's one thing more, and that thing's called love. You see, some of us, we love too much. We're in love with ourselves, and some don't love at all, and that problem is itself. So humanity, tell me, where did you go? Why are you lost? If it's money that you're after, I'm struggling to see why you come with a cost. Hello, my name is Hussein, and my problem is I care too much. Now, we can sail across the Atlantic, we can put a man on the moon, we can discover life on Mars, but we can't give our children food because mentally we have become detached from ourselves and society. So can somebody tell me it's okay not to be okay, and do not tell me quietly, because one rising star alone cannot light up the sky. Which is why I'm here to create an army of fireflies, to spread love through towns and deep in tribes, and only then will this one young world really survive. So give me that chance to go to space, to look down on the world's land and sea. So I can land and see where to drop these rising star seeds. But for now, I will use the sky as our form of commonality. From the Amazon to high rises to out of this galaxy. Mental health matters, and that's the reality. My name is Hussein. My problem is I clearly care too much. The previous may have left your mind state in a twirl. Do not expect an apology for any of the inconvenience, because I'm here to change your world. Thank you.
Thank you, Hussein. And lastly and thirdly, but far from least, one young world ambassador, Keren Jackson, is a social entrepreneur who's overcome a lot of hardship. From being homeless to founding Blue Fire, a social enterprise whose mission is integration through the arts and community engagement. Keren was a delegate speaker at the One Young World Summit in Dublin last year. Welcome back, Keren.
The challenges facing our globe are more prevalent now than ever before. Wars, the refugee crisis, climate change. I truly believe we can find the solutions to these problems through culturally integrated, socially cohesive communities. Integration allows for effective cross-cultural collaboration. Different perspectives meeting is fundamental as it provides opportunity to combine ideas that haven't previously been connected. Recent atrocities in Beirut and Paris are clear examples that if nothing changes in how our societies operate, our global challenges will increase. We need to radically rethink the structures of our societies. As a human race, we collectively have diverse perspectives, experiences, knowledge, and together, innovation that can create a plenitude of resources. We don't have solutions to all the world's problems, but together, we can find them. 2013, I founded Blue Fire, a social enterprise creating integration through arts and community engagement. I had no contacts, no experience, and at times was living in a homeless shelter. Yet, we've impacted over 15,000 people. How did we even achieve this? Because our collaborators are from diverse cultures, giving us a wider pool of ideas, perspectives, and experiences, allowing us to be more effective in achieving our vision. One Young World is rooted in intercultural collaboration. How could the next 50 years change if we took this cohesion back home and into our communities? Let us ensure we spend these days networking with delegates from other cultures. Let us not be another generation where our kids are telling us that we have failed. When we are culturally integrated, we are giving ourselves the best possible chances to solve our global challenges. If you choose me as your rising star, I'll get to see the world from this incredible perspective where it can truly portray the importance of we instead of I. Through collaboration with Kruger Cowne and One Young World, I'll get to drive this message back home on Earth, scaling my work in the community globally, fostering radical intercultural collaboration. Thank you.
Well, that was fantastic, wasn't it? It's three unbelievably worthy contenders here with cyberbullying and Ebola, Blue Fire. A really seriously difficult choice to have to try and make, and I'm very pleased that I'm not actually one of the judges. We have got 6 wonderful judges, but of course the other one is you. We're giving you the opportunity to support this and vote for the person that you think is most suited to go into space, and we're doing that by each of them will put a tweet up on their Twitter page, whatever they're called. I'm really into this social media stuff. And then you have to retweet, and then the guys who get the most retweets we accept as being the public's vote as to who they think we should be putting into space. And as we said, the winner will be announced at the closing ceremony on Saturday. But I'd really like to thank the 3 of them for coming and making those unbelievable pitches. For me, that's an incredibly tough act to follow. I was thinking about doing some rapping, but it probably stick to my Christmas parcels for rapping. It was wonderful to see them. And I'd like to thank them. I'd like to thank my judges. I'd like to thank One Young World for being our partners in the project, and of course Ron Garan with Spaceship Earth Grant. It's a fantastic opportunity for somebody to go and make a real difference as a result of this trip. And we'll see who is going on Saturday. But thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. I know that this competition throughout the year has really galvanized the whole family. Everybody's been getting involved. I can't help thinking, personally, and I know that I'm fabulously biased, that just those 3 speeches, if you 2 guys and you gal were the presidents and prime ministers of your countries, I really think the world would be a better place. I just do.
Yeah.
And it would definitely be more fun, and we could sort climate change in a heartbeat. Don't forget, you've all got to play a part. So the winner you know is being announced at the closing ceremony, so please get tweeting. Will you thank the judges? Thank the delegates.
That was brilliant. Well done. Thank you. Yeah.